The woman who attacked Nigel Farage during the general election campaign has finally had her court hearing. Now, you'd be thinking, surely this woman is going to face the full force of the law. Well, unfortunately, you'd be wrong. She's been let off. She's got to do 120 hours of unpaid work, and she's got to pay Nigel Farage a measly £150 worth of damages. This woman, Victoria Thomas Bowen, has attacked a candidate in our democratic process. She derailed his campaign, and weaker people than Nigel Farage would have said, this is too scary. I can't carry on doing this campaign. What if that was an acid attack? And not to mention, just a few years ago, Joe Cox was murdered, and then David Amez not long after that, both by political extremists. Surely the courts would be wanting to set a tough example for anyone that might think this is an acceptable form of political protest. Well, funnily enough, they have done this before. Jeremy Corbyn was egged by a man in the Brexit campaign. Well, of course, they sent the man to prison for 28 days and said, you cannot attack politicians in this country and get away with it. This is the finest example of the two-tier justice in our country. It really stinks. It really, really stinks. We are facing the weaponization of the justice system against people that disagree with the bureaucratic and established left-wing ideology. But let's take a little look at what Nigel Farage had to say, and rightfully so. He has given here his honest take on it, which is that this is an example of two-tier justice. And he couldn't be more right. This really is. It's black and white. Well, let's take a little look here at what the left have had to say. Dave is a prolific anonymous X-account who could be Keir Starmer for all I know, because they never criticise the Labour Party. But what he's saying here is deeply revealing. He's saying that Jeremy Corbyn's attacker got a tougher sentence because Jeremy Corbyn was leader of the opposition. He was leader of the Labour Party, a more powerful party, one that had more votes and more seats in the House of Commons. And therefore, Jeremy Corbyn's attacker should have had a tougher sentence. That, my friends, is not equality under the law. That is a new class-based system based on ideological preference and power within the bureaucracy. This is the dangerous ideology of the far left. They don't believe that everybody is equal. They believe that there are people who are equal to them because they subscribe to their political ideology and therefore should have some form of favoritism. They are a threat to our democracy because they want to unravel all the things that have made not just the United Kingdom, but the West great. They want a different legal system where there is treatment of others based on their place in society. They also want to shut down your freedom of speech and censor you if you say something that they disagree with. They'll have you locked up. And they also want to take away your right to liberty, to do what you want, to do as you please. These are some of the founding principles: freedom of speech, justice and equality under the law, and liberty. We must stop them. We mustn't stop talking about these issues despite what they do to shut us down. I'm going to keep on talking about this sort of stuff here on my new YouTube channel. Thank you to everybody that's watched the video right to the end here. If you want to hear more from me, please think about subscribing to the channel. I'm pretty new to doing all this stuff, so every person on the channel helps me a little bit. And I promise I'll try and bring you up-to-date topics with my opinions as truthfully and factually as possible as they come. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one.